My boss cheated with my wife. He fired me for poor results. I smiled because I knew I owned the software license that would shut his entire company down by morning. Marcus, the CEO of Apex Logistics, sat behind his gleaming mahogany desk, sliding a pathetic severance envelope toward me. He didn't look me in the eye. "It's just business, David," he lied. "Your performance metrics haven't met our aggressive targets for the IPO." It wasn't business. It was personal in the worst possible way. I had found the texts on my wife's iPad 3 days prior. Marcus and my wife Lisa weren't just having an affair. They were conspiring. The plan was simple. Marcus would fire me before the company went public, cut me out of my stock options, and then he and Lisa would enjoy the windfall together. He was stealing my life's work and my wife in one move. He thought I was broken as I picked up the envelope. He thought he was the smartest man in the room. What Marcus in his arrogance and Lisa in her greed had forgotten was the origin story of Apex Logistics 5 years ago. Before I was employee number 3, I was an independent developer. The core AI engine that ran their entire global tracking system, the billion-dollar brain, of the company wasn't built at Apex. I built it in my dorm room. When Marcus hired me, he was too cheap to buy the intellectual property outright. Instead, we signed a licensing agreement. A very specific agreement that was buried deep in legal files he hadn't looked at in years. It stated that the license for the core engine was contingent upon my continued employment in good standing. If I were terminated without gross misconduct, the license immediately reverted back to me. Marcus didn't fire me for misconduct. He fired me for results. That was his fatal error. I walked out of the building with my cardboard box, pulled out my laptop in the parking lot, and connected to the developer mainframe. I didn't need to hack anything. I just logged in as the owner. I navigated to the licensing server and found the Apex active license key. I clicked revoke. By the time I started my car, the chaos had begun. Inside the building, alarms started blaring. Their entire global shipping network froze instantly. Trucks stopped moving, cargo vanished from screens, and billion-dollar clients began calling in a panic. By morning, the IPO was canceled. The company stock was worthless. Marcus is facing lawsuits for gross negligence and fraud. Lisa called me crying when she realized her new boyfriend was suddenly broke and facing prison time. He stole my wife and my job. I repossessed his entire company with a single click. They say living well is the best revenge. I disagree. The best revenge is watching the empire they stole from you burn to the ground, knowing you struck the match.